Do you need your shovel? Husband's been working hard out here. As you can see, bamboo has taken a beating. But we do have sprouts coming up, so that's always good. Look at what he's done out here. This was all this ragweed. There's the infamous woodpecker tree. He's been out here cleaning up. Cleaning. It's kind of a dreary day today. As you can see, no sun coverage. But he's literally has opened up this ground. Like I said, we don't have any machine out here. A wheelbarrow, the weed whacker, as you can see over there, a rake, and muscle power. We still have a lot of tree stumps out here that we do have to get up, obviously. We try to burn them. We dug holes. We put diesel fuel. We put gasoline. We propane torch it. And we can't get it to break up for nothing. And that was all last year. Not all of them were done. This one. But as you can see, he really opened it up wide. And now I can take pictures of my woodpecker in the tree. I decided to leave this only tree up for the woodpecker. Because he was already living in the tree when we came and bought the property. And you can see, I don't know, it got burned up a little bit. Only because I was we were burning the rest of the property out. But look at this hole that he put in this tree. You see the hole he put in there? He's a good worker. And he's now working on this other side, making a condo right next to it, like right above it. I don't know if you can see it. I can't zoom in anymore. But yeah, he's making another hole over there. So I kept this tree. He's done a lot of work out here. I do give him praise. I have a man that does like to work. And he knows there ain't nobody else that's going to help us out here to do it. So we have to do it ourselves. But I do want to say I do have a lot of red maple trees out here. You see one there. That's a green and red maple tree. It's like a maroon color right there. I planted some trees out here. I had nowhere else to stick them, so I stuck them out here. But I'm going to have to transplant them real soon. Oh my God. Transplant it real soon because this is all going to be bamboo out here. Of course someone shows up, but he's coming out now. Yeah, so I'm hopefully to get a goat out here or two, and they could really start helping him a little further down on this line here, just to get like these patches cleaned up. I'm pretty sure the goats will eat all this out here. And I really didn't care if it was for milking or meat, because I'm not that part of my stage of my homestead right now. I know I'm not supposed to get attached to any animals. I know I'm not supposed to get attached to any animals, but, you know, sometimes they do become your family. And this is a lot of places where I have found these glass bottles that are in my shed on my property. I've found a lot of bottles out here. So I'm not sure if this property at one time was a dump property. But, I mean, we're getting a lot of different type of grass here. I'm constantly working at this area, but all the maple trees I have on my property are for sale. They're all different kinds. You can see with the pretty foliage how they're turning in the wintertime, but normally they're just pure green, as you can see right there in the summer. And they also have the red in them, so they look, and this one is just a pure red tree. And you can see this is the color they look in the summertime, and then when winter comes in, it's this color, and they're very fuzzy on top. So Um, prick, I got them from a lady. I couldn't even tell you what kind they are. But I know that's a red maple tree. Sugar maple, and that's a Japanese maple. The ones I know I purchased, I know what they are. So that's what the tree basically looks like in the summertime. It's green. No much colors, but the colors come out in the wintertime. And you can see the one, let me see, right there next to it. See it? How it's changing colors? It's so pretty. Devil people. So, yeah. Got some ancient rocks. And to see, this is what I'm talking about. Coffee cups, like, this has been here for a while. I don't know. Like I said, people probably just came in here and slept in here. You know, that I've never seen a homeless person out here before. So, I'm telling them. Get a bag of chips. Lay's. Lay's potato chips. Alright. So we did have a little burn today. We've been burning up, and now I'm happy that I have a fresh burn, because once this cools off, I could take the charcoal out of this and shift out the white stuff. Shift it out, get the brown and the black charcoal, and take it down to my pigs, and I put it inside their mixture of food, and it helps with that digestion system. So you don't have to give them chemicals. In case they have their digestion system messed up, you can naturally use it with charcoal from your burn piles. This charcoal is all rich in compost. I always collect some, and I dump it in the back over there behind my shed. And towards the summertime, when my crops are needing, you know, like say the pH balance is off, or something's going on with your soil and you need to boost it up, instead of putting chemicals like lime and fertilizer, this, coffee grinds, soil, eggshells, and banana peels, mix it all together as a compost, and you got your natural fertilization. And you don't need to buy chemicals at the store, because it's probably what's giving you cancer. And always try to support, you know, if you guys want to eat pigs and goats and all that goody two-shoe stuff, then what you do is you buy a pig, goat, chicken, whatever you eat out there, you buy it from a small local farmer in your community, and that farmer will sell you something healthy. But if you have to look at what your conditions of your animals you're getting them before it goes to your dinner table. So we have still a little fire going here, and I have to watch and monitor it, because the wind will pick up. And, you know, I don't need it to take over anywhere. I don't know if he's still trying to feed the fires. I don't see any. I see them smoldering. But, you know, this morning I woke up and there was frost on our ground. So we might even get some snow this year from southeast Georgia. It's a phenomenon. It doesn't happen all the time. But if the conditions are just right, you will get snow here. And I'm only 8 hours from Tampa Bay, from my hometown, St. Pete. I classify St. Pete as my hometown, even though I'm originally from New York. I don't have no more family in New York. The little bit of family I had, they're all gone on to their second life. So it is what it is. But the little bit of family I do have, they're all the way out on Long Island. No one really from the city or Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, like that. I've done a lot of travelings in my lifetime. I love everywhere I go, but this was the cheapest place I could get me a piece of land. And I got 8 acres of land out here. Starting from the last, let's just say, right there. Let's just say right there. All the way down. All the way down. All the way down to those tree lines down there. $20,000. You can't do that nowhere in America. I caught this man at the right time. I was at the right place at the right time. And honestly, I can't say that ever in my life. I've been at the wrong places at the wrong time many times in my lifetime, getting caught up in some nonsense. But this was one of the best decisions I ever done. Already got a second year rent payment in, a rent, the yearly payment, because you got to remember, I already dropped $5,000 when I first got the property, along with the closing fee was $300. The hold of the land was $300, so that's $600. Whatever taxes we had to pay on, with the lawyer and whatever the town decided and calculated. So that was like, let's just say $800 there. So $5,800 I dropped directly out of my pocket. And this year I just made him a full year rent, land payment of another $6,000. So we're already at $10,000. What do I owe out? Not that much money left over that I owe out. And he doesn't hit you with any fines if you pay off early. That land is for sale over there. You have a connection right here. This land right here in the back there is wetlands. But you could get a contract with the government to build up that wetland right there. And the government will pay you to own this property for you to supply stuff for the wildlife, because you get eagles out there, you get turkey buzzards, you get foxes, you get deers, not to hunt on, because that's the city. If you can see right through there, I know it's kind of bad, but that opening right there, that's the end parts of these properties. Well, it used to be, because somebody owned this property, 30 acres, and he defaulted on his land. So the landowner went and said, forget it, I'll just break the lots up evenly. But the county told them they couldn't sell this because it's wetlands. So it's basically you can't do nothing with. But if somebody wanted to own the wetlands, you can. You can't live on it, but you could provide a lake there for ducks. Canadian geese go there. You got white cranes that land in there, blue cranes. Like I said, foxes, deers. You got beavers sometimes be in there. There's a lot of wildlife that lives in there besides the turtles and everything else. So you could build up that land. You'll just have to talk to Burke County and see what would it be for that property, but not to live on. Remember, just for the wetlands. But he had opened up this property here and took the ending parts, which you see those tree lines right there? He made a subdivision on the other side. So he broken down a whole 25 acres back there and made individual 1/4 acres of land. And that's in the city, so you would get water from the city of Midville. Unless you want a water pump. And you could get the sewage too. So, at least you're already set up. Over here, unfortunately, we weren't. We're in the Burke County section of Burke County. We live in the town of Midville, but we do not pay taxes to Midville. We pay taxes to Burke County. So, therefore, we don't get city water or sewage out here. But, I mean, I try to get a USDA grant. I live in rural America. I'm entitled to have running water. But right now, currently, we've been hauling water in for the past year. The past year, we've been hauling water in. And I'm getting tired of doing that. I really am. And I'm hopefully by April 2020, we can have water on this property. The problem is right now, 95% of the people's wells have gone dry. There's just haven't been enough rainfall out here to submit any farmers' wells. Obviously, my bamboo is going to need water very shortly. Summer's going to be here. It's going to require water. I'm going to be getting another 1,500 plants out here. And that's going to require water. All this is going to be all bamboo. All bamboo. This whole entire section right here is going to be all bamboo. All of it. And I would like to get bamboo over there too, but without water, there's no way possible we could do it. So I'm hoping to have a well. I already have the drip irrigation that I purchased offline. I had to order me, that was almost $3,000 in the drip irrigation. It's more like a flat type hose. It's not a soaker hose. They have like little holes in them, and it literally drips. Per plant will get a drip, and it has an emitter, and it drips out, and it's on a timer. You know, I mean, the bamboo only needs 2 gallons per day. So a gallon in the morning, a gallon at night. Every 8 hours it gets watered. Once in the morning, once at night. And plus I have clay soil really deep down. So the clay soil really stays wet, and it really holds a lot of water. So it all depends on the day, really, I have to say. So we've been collecting all this white oak and the stuff that's been laying back there, and my husband, like I said, he's been pulling it off by hand, and it's a lot of hard work. Like, that's why I said I don't upload every single day videos. On this side of the property, I've been focusing on the pigs, because the pigs is a full-time job for me right this second, only because I got to get them accumulate to me. And I was able to get a hog pen the other day, and it's an old dog cage, but what I did was pop some wheels at the bottom of all 4 sides, and I'm able to move them around also, which I would like to get a board, a flat board at the bottom of it, you know, make a board where they stand on. So when I get ready to transport them, or, you know, like Clyde, I want Clyde to live out forever, but Clyde is going to have to be separated or get neutered, because he's back there trying to hurt Bonnie, and Bonnie's not having it at all. She is too young, and she's not thinking about that yet. She hasn't even come into her cycle. And the guy already, when he gave them to me, I mean, when he gave them to me, Clyde could fit inside the dog eagle, you know, the dog cage. But now Clyde is just way too big. He can't fit in there, but Bonnie can. But she won't go in it because Clyde is not in it. So therefore, it is what it is. But yeah, my husband has done a lot of work out here. Like I said, this is another burn pile right here. This is all this was all in this land. This is the other section. Like I said, is a weed whacker, a rake, a shovel, and a mallet. This is a tree stump that he got out of the ground the other day. And let me tell you something. Those are the roots right there. This is a very heavy sucker. And we burned it on the other side, because remember, this is the root. So this side will be in the ground. And there is no way, no propane, diesel fuel, or gasoline drilling holes into nothing. It's not going to budge. The stuff that was on this land was over 1,000 years old. It's been in this woman's family for generations. Generations own this. Her 5th great grandchild is the one who sold off this property. He's from Atlanta. He didn't really want to deal with any of his grandmother's great grandmother's issues, and he made a deal with Mr. Charles Brannon. And Mr. Charles Brown, of course, he made good on the deal and took it. Now, I want to show you something. This fire pit right here, when we came and seen Mr. Charles Brannon, and we pulled up to this lot back in November of 2018, this is what he was burning. Look at the size of that tree stump. We burned it. It ain't doing nothing. That sucker is never going to burn. This is the tree pile that he was burning when he was clearing the land. The man never cleared the land. The only part of the land he cleared was the driveway coming in, and all the way to the back where the garden is. Just that little section. Everything else my husband had to do out here. We have ex-farmers to help us. Our truck, our Cummins, our Dodge Cummins, pulling these suckers. All those 3 tree logs came from out there. Came from out there, believe it or not. They came out of that pile over there. And thank God I have a Dodge Cummins, because without that, I was never moving these suckers. These suckers are huge, you know. I'm like, lucky you can even have it. So yeah, it is a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. If you want to be a homesteader, go for it. But just remember, you're going to have to need money. And remember where you're buying your property, that maybe somebody can help you. You know, if you don't have the equipment, make sure you have a way to get the equipment. I mean, look at this. This thing is humongous. Look at this tree stump. My truck dragged this off the lot down there. I'm never getting rid of this. It's all with clay dirt. This shit is rock hard. You can't even kick into it. This is a major stump. This is a major stump. Has anyone ever seen a stump like this? This is a huge stump. Who could get this off their property? No one. So I am going to be making a part 2 of this video. I don't want to run it too long. But I hope everybody's having a great day and look forward to part 2.